What's crafting, guys? Welcome back to episode 13 of my Minecraft series. Now let's hope the curse of number 13 doesn't happen in this episode. But last episode we built the sorting system, the mega drill, and we terraformed the area. Now I'm pretty happy with how this area is turning out now. So I want to show you a quick area where I want to build a moss maker, which we're going to link up to the sorting system. Now this is the area that I want to build in. It's quite a nice area, might need to be dug down a little bit, but with the moss maker what I want to do is connect it in two different ways. So I want the moss to go straight to the sorting system, and I want every little bit of bits and pieces to go straight back into a composter, which will then be put into a bone meal, which will help refuel itself over time, and I think it's going to be brilliant. So we'll crack on with that now, and I'll see you after this slight build montage. So this moss farm was actually based upon a farm that Silent Whisperer actually designed on YouTube, so go check out his channel and give him a like. So there is the moss farm done. I've added a few extra bits, so like this pipe up here will lead any of the moss's extra bits, which will go up here into a composter. It's not the fastest system in the world, but anything that gets kicked out while it's working gets kicked up there. And then when you come around here you will see another pipe which goes up, and that sends up the moss. And basically what I did was a bit like the sorted system, just separated that off to moss, and then any moss goes down into the system and any of the extra bits go into there. So let's turn this beast on, and it worked perfectly. I found it on a YouTube video which was so helpful, but obviously I've added the little extra bits. Let's have a quick gander up here and see what it's like. I do have to refill the bone meal up quite a bit because it's not the fastest bone meal maker at the top, but it collects a lot of moss which I will use in future projects. So it's very, very helpful, and it works a treat. Let's just turn this beast off quite quickly. What I have found down here, and you can probably tell from the quick time lapses, that it's become an unexpected slime farm. So what I might do is just clear out a little bit of the land, make a pit, put some fires down there with a little collection system, and put an iron golem, and then I've got basically unlimited slime, which is pretty cool. So the moss maker's done and hooked up into the sorting system. Now I want to have a little explore into the different area where I'm going to be building next. I know I'm going to need a lot of iron, so I'm going to build an iron farm probably above a village which I found earlier. We'll have to figure that one out slowly because I am running low on iron. because there's only so much like mining a man can do. But if we go up here, what I'm going to do is follow where the T1 would go. So let's join me on this quick exploration. Now I don't want to go too far from the main base, probably about 300-400 blocks, maybe a little bit more, but this area needs to be flattened out and a lot of the trees need to be ripped out. So I'll get on with that. With the blocks that we're going to be getting from these trees, what I want to do on the path, which I will build quickly, is build some giant felled trees. Like we've chopped them down and used them for various things so that the T1 can move through. So I think that might be a good place to start first. So what I've done is terraformed a little bit. I've made the road a little bit flatter as it goes up the hill. It's big enough for the T1 to fit up, which is awesome. It works really well. It is quite a small distance, but I've flattened all the area off as well. Down here is not the prettiest, but that's going to be a terraforming project for future time. Down the side isn't the prettiest area in the world, so what I'm going to do is leave that as a project for future with a golem. No. So I flatten this area quite well. It does need a bit of terraforming, but that's a future problem for Mr. G himself. We'll follow this all the way down, and it's not the best road at the moment. It just needs the it does need more path blocks and extra little bits added to it, maybe some lamps along the way, and you just follow it down. The road's going to come all the way down here, and I'll flatten this area because I want this part round here to be the new factory district. Now factory district, I mean I need to build an iron farm, which I'm going to do in a moment. And then we've got a big project which is going to go around there, which includes lots of redstone and the new water crafter. So what I'm going to do is look into this block, and I'll bring you back in a minute, and when I turn around, the new iron farm is going to be built. And a few hours later I have this. I have got some villages in, which I think I've roughly probably got about 30 in, maybe slightly less as I get breathing. And as you can see, iron golems are spawning everywhere, and I need to spawn proof this place. But the overall design is I wanted 2 towers, slightly different sizes, with a little moat where they pop off of the side and fall into the moat in the middle and fall down into a pit, which will collect everything down from down the bottom. When I go down here, this is my little collection area, and I think it's going to produce quite well. But I've got to spawn proof this area now, so that these guys don't start spawning everywhere. So I might do either path blocks or wooden blocks, because I want this to be the floor, and this is on the inside of the building, so the building is going to be quite large, but I don't care about that. So let's get on with the next little montage. So now that I've slabbed and textured the ground, as you can see in my little time lapse, I had to deal with a lot of escapees, as I like to call them, because they kept on spawning in the area. So I had to expand this platform even more, which wasn't that helpful. But I've used some small campfires to sort of break up the pattern. I need to still get some more and add them around the back. But this is going to be the overall footing for the big factory that I'm going to build around it. So first of all, and as you can see I haven't quite finished that little bit yet, let's get our materials. What I've got is some of the shell stone, I've got bricks, I've got granite, I've got some terracotta, I'm going to use some waxed oxidized cut copper stairs because these are going to be very helpful. And it's very noisy because of the villagers, but I need black stained glass and I need yellow stained glass. Now that seems a lot just for some little bits of detailing, but you'll see why in a minute. Well, I'm going to start on this side first and we'll see where we'll go from here. It needs to roughly be 3 blocks out, so the plan is to do it about here. So this is going to be the lower ground first. Bring that all the way down to roughly about here. So this is going to be the lower level. I believe I might have forgotten one lot of bricks, but we will see. I think I have. So let's just go quickly run back over here because I want it to be slightly taller. Let's just see if I've got anything. I have. And what I need to do is convert these down to actual bricks. So let's go convert these down using my stone cutter because that makes it 10 times easier and actually gets the shape that I want. And what I might do, we'll mix it up a little bit and we'll go for these ones. So this should give me plenty for the moment, and we're going to run a separate brick layer across the top of this. It gives it quite a nice little sort of contrast, and I'll leave one just here because this entrance has got to come out free as well. And what we want to do is let's go get our bricks, and we've got to see how long this is because I want it to start about here, and I want to put a big window in. So let's make it a big window. So we'll start it from about here, and that will give it a 5 set window, which will be quite interesting. We get some of these copper stairs as a sort of windowsill or window ledge. So bang these in round here, and that is going to be the overall start of the bottom of it. Now you might question why I've needed to set it 3 back. Now the plan is, by setting it 3 back, and I know I'm falling down, is so that I can do the windows, which is going to be 2 levels, and I need to go sleep before any zombies get me. So where was I? Oh yes, here I am. So let's place, I need some sort of like placeholder type things. So it needs to go back 3. So that is about right. Obviously I don't want these on the inside. I've already done it wrong, I'm going to mess myself up. Let's get rid of this. Let's put bricks on the inside of it. We're just going to build this wall and then we'll do a small time lapse of the actual full building being done. So it needs to be all the way back here. So let's build a sill up, well, the edging of the windows, and it just comes all the way down like that. And then we need one more set of edging because I want it to be set back just a tiny bit, just to give it the effect of a deep windowsill. And the top of the window is going to be done in a very stylized way. I do want to eventually replace these with some sort of lighting, but this is the idea that I've got for the windows. let's turn these into window panes, because what I want to do is give the effect of a window. Now let's just chuck these out. The effect of the window is where it needs to sort of stand, sort of thing, and I think it's going to look very, very cool once it's done. I want it to look like almost like a paned window. They're just going to go down there for now, so don't worry, I'll run back and get them. Let's get back up here. It does seem like a lot of waffle, but the overall effect is going to look pretty cool. So we want black at the front, so do something like this. What we'll do is replace yellow ones behind, and they might seem quite extreme from the inside with the yellow panes, but you'll see why it's quite effective from the outside. So let's get those last two in, and we'll have a look from this side and you'll see what I mean. So from this side, it gives it a lovely sort of grey paned sort of look to it. I think I might replace some of these with a bit more broken up bits, so make it look a little bit more textured, but we'll do that once the overall build is built. Where the iron golems are falling down, what I want to do is create a giant chimney that goes all the way up with smoke coming out. But yeah, that's pretty happy. Let's just get rid of these and you can see the overall effect of it. And what I'll do is I'll bring you back just after this time lapse of me building the rest of the building. And unfortunately, I think one of them have escaped, so that's not helpful at all. So what needs to be done up there is a little bit of spawn proofing. So you can join me in a moment once the time lapse is done. So there is the beginning of the factory. Yes, I know it looks quite bare in areas, but once there's extra bits added, I'm going to put probably pipes in using bamboo, because they give quite nice pipe effect. It does need a big name on it, and unfortunately due to materials that or lack of materials that I had, I've only done the one side. It's at this present moment it's just a facade, but it's not too bad. It gives you the basic look of what it needs to look like. And yes, the inside is not clean. There's going to be a lot of different edits to the area and the building and the inside, but I wanted to keep sort of a garage doors sort of factory look to it. Big chimneys and really dominating the area. I have flattened out a little bit more of the area because I need to build. This area is probably going to be the industrial district, and I have built this chimney so you can at least see the iron golems coming down, which is quite cool. So let's just have a quick gander and see how I've done whilst I've been building. And yes, down here is going to need doing as well. And this is how much iron we've got so far, which is quite a lot. I'm pretty happy with that, and that's going to help me in the future projects. And I might have to upgrade it a little bit more with more chests, and maybe an auto crafter to craft it down to iron blocks, because that will save on storage, and I can always take the deconstruct the iron blocks into iron ore. Well, not iron ore, yeah, you know what I mean. So this is going to be the only way in. So up here, and if you can imagine, there's going to be a bit of vehicles and stuff going around. And there you go, as you can probably hear, there goes an iron golem. I do need ideas for roads. I'm possibly thinking deep slate in this area, maybe put a big fence around it and slowly taking it and blending it in with the roads over there. So yeah, pretty happy with how it's gone, and I'll probably between episodes finish it off, because I've got what is a lot of trading with villagers, and most of this is gathered and smelted down. So today I basically finished the last bit in the quarry area with the moss maker, and that's going to become super helpful in the future. And I've done the iron farm, which is a massive project that I needed doing, and it requires no redstone at all, so I'm very happy about that. And we've started building the factory behind, which is going to expand in the industrial area, and I think it's going to look amazing. So guys, don't forget to like, subscribe. If you've got any ideas for the roads and bits and pieces in this area, just comment below, and stay crafty. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to check out these past episodes and drop me a subscribe.